Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, which is my second favorite Harry Potter movie out of all of them, Harry Potter film. I love this movie, it's very cinematic, I'll get into that later in the video, and I love the way they deal with the plot devices and everything. It's just overall really well handled. I love the way the characters are built. The Dementors are really well and crafted into the story. It's a great story, I know. But yeah, I'm gonna get into all that stuff in the video. Anyways, let's get right in. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is a phenomenal film. This film, let's get out of the way first. The visuals. The visuals are spectacular, especially for a 2004 film. They are spectacular. They are incredible, all the world around it, yes, I know that's something I can give to Goblet of Fire 2, that's something I can give to all of the films. But this one's got, the most cinematic shots, so we see the most of this. So, we get the most attention on all these things because it's the most focused on with this. And it's glorious. It looks phenomenal. This world feels real, it feels there. If you know what I'm saying. It feels, I don't know exactly how to explain it, because I'm not personally a cinematographer or visual artist, but it works. It's it feels there, and it feels as a part of this. It doesn't feel it's being put on. It all feels really well integrated into it, and that's something I gotta give the film quite a bit. And like I said, the cinematography is spectacular. The way they use one takes, the way they use close-ups, they use far-aways, they use zoom-ins, zoom-outs, they use all these things. Well, I don't know the proper terms yet, but I'm only 14, so it's quite a bit to know this much stuff. But still, like I said, everything's handled phenomenally. It's the cinematography is out of this world for this film. It's really spectacular. It just looks great. It feels great. It's just this built-up world that really feels there. Doesn't feel far away or anything. It feels kind of real, and it's really cool. And then the acting. The acting in this film is really good, especially for the three main characters being kids. Daniel Radcliffe yet again gives a spectacular performance as Harry in this film, given the different emotional weight and the drama and the build-up and all his depression and stuff and his fear he's going through in this film, because he's got this person who killed his parents, happens to be his godfather, going after him in this film, he thinks. And he does that really well. Rupert Grint does really good as Ron, showing off both the caring side, but also the kind of selfish side. And then Emma Watson yet again is great in this film, although she's a great actress. But she's really good in this film yet again. For being her character's a little bit off because of how Hermione in the books is described, with her being kind of ugly and stuff like that. She still does a great performance, and she still feels like Hermione. But it's not only that either. We got Gary Oldman as Sirius Black, and he does an incredible performance. His performance is out of this goddamn world. It is a phenomenal performance. It's well deserved. It's well delivered. It's well deserved. It's amazing. How he builds up and how he does all this is just really well handled. And then I don't know what their name is. That plays Remus is also amazing. I felt he was He gave a perfect adaptation of the character. He's my favorite adaptation out of all the characters in the series, from the books to the films. He's my favorite character in the films because he's the best adapted, in my opinion. An adaptation doesn't always matter, but if you do nail an adaptation, I'll give you points for that. And he does spectacular. And then we've got, I don't remember what their name is for Dumbledore, though I'm pretty sure this is the one where he was recast because the other one died. I don't know if that was this one for sure, the next one. But Dumbledore is still awesome. We've got Alan Rickman as Snape. He's really good in this film. We've got just all these performances are spectacular. Then the way the story is handled in this film is really well delivered. The way it builds and it paces itself is really well done. It feels deserved. It feels like it's paced right. It's really well paced. That's something I'm gonna give to it too. It's amazingly paced. It's not too fast. It's not too slow. For the story it's giving, it's perfect. And then we've got that, and then it slowly develops on some of these things, and it goes quicker with these others because it knows what's important and what's not, and it knows how to pace these things. Like some films where they do this and it doesn't work because they don't know what to do what with. But this film does it well. It really does it well. And then the film, those like last 30 minutes where all this revealed, they get to the Shrieking Shack, and then it's revealed that Pettigrew is the one who killed his parents and stuff, and then he has to go back in time to save Sirius and Buckbeak. I thought that was an awesome scene. It's really well, like not an awesome scene, like an awesome act. Basically, it's like an entire act of the film, and it's really well done. Like, it's amazing. It's like it's like perfect. It's honestly phenomenally done. Like, and that's something that'd be really hard to pull off. So I gotta give Alfonso some points for that, because it was really well done. And then the way he builds all these scenes, and then like after Harry hears that Sirius is his godfather, the added scene he makes where he has like the breakdown and he says he's gonna that he hopes Sirius finds him, and if so, that Harry's gonna kill him. I felt that scene really was actually should have been in the books, and sadly it wasn't. Correct me if I'm wrong. Prisoner of Azkaban is one of my... Prisoner of Azkaban, I kind of skipped through part of... Well, I didn't skip through it, but I didn't pay attention through part of it because it's not too important. But that scene was phenomenal. It's probably my favorite scene of the film. And then, like I said, Pettigrew's reveal is really well done. It's amazingly done. The Time Turner is done spectacularly well. Just the way the school year goes beyond that is really well done too. Divination is actually really well adapted too. For not having too much time for it, it's still really well done for what we do see of it. And then the ending is pretty well done. And then we got Ron, like I said, is pretty decent. And then like the Firebolt should have came in earlier like it did in the book. So we got all this suspect and stuff, and then he ends up winning the Quidditch, the final Quidditch round. They win the cup as like a high note for Oliver's final year. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, but for the Quidditch scene we got, oh, it was so good. I loved the way the scene was built. I loved the way the scene was developed. I loved the way the Dementors came into play. Like how they attacked him and stuff, and like all the maneuvers he does to try to avoid him, but just finds there's too many of them anyway. It's just amazing. And Dementors in general are handled really well in this film. The Dementors are handled fantastically. The Dementors are like my favorite part of the third book, and I'm really glad to see them all done here, because if they're done well, they can be really fucking creepy. And that's how they are in this film. Like, in the books, though, it describes it as, like, you feel cold and stuff like that, but they can't really portray that on screen, so they go around that by showing, like, the icing up and stuff. And I loved that. All, like, how they replaced that, and it still works really well, and it gives an element of suspense. And then when they first see the Dementors on the train, that Harry just let Harry pass out because the Dementors and stuff. And then the way, like, the broomstick freezes up in the Quidditch scene is really cool. And it's just, like, all the stuff flying through the wind, too, because of all the because of the match going on. And Harry's just, like, looking out for these fucking Dementors, and it's like, bitch, what the fuck? Where are you? And he's trying to avoid all of them. Then the Expecto Patronum scene with Sirius is just... It is gorgeous. It's an amazing scene, too. But yeah, like, and then when they free Sirius with Buckbeak, it's just amazing. But yeah, like I said, I love this film. It is a phenomenal film. It's my second favorite of the entire series. And this movie is just fantastic.